this is such a great story. And also we ran into each other at the hotel on Sunday night. So it made it very easy. Everybody knows it's like, what's the best story and who's the easiest to get on the show? That's the formula. But wow, what a win, Justin. And before we talk about the round by round, the decision you made to sit out 3 qualifying sessions, I mean, was that, an easy decision? Was it a tough decision? How long had you been thinking about it? Clearly it worked out in the end. And before you answer, I'll tell you, I talked to Tommy Delago, and maybe he doesn't want me to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. He goes, it's an unusual thing, but I would do anything for that kid. It's like, wow, this guy is, like leader within the team. And then you go out and win the race. So talk a little bit about deciding to skip 3 qualifying sessions.
Yeah, I would say it was probably a difficult decision, more so than it was an easy decision. As we got closer to the actual event and I looked on the schedule, we saw that it overlapped with Yom Kippur, which is the holiest Jewish holiday of the year, which in turn would require me not to work or participate in the race from Friday night to Saturday night. So I sat down with Mike Green, Tommy Delago, Dustin Davis, and we had this conversation and we went through all the different potential scenarios and potentially the best way to approach the weekend. Obviously sat down and spoke with Randy Glady and Maria from SIAG. And at the end of the day, we decided to move forward with this plan of only making 1 qualifying run. And I think the reason it was difficult wasn't more so because of the effect it would have on me. It was more so difficult because of the effect it might have on the team. If we went out there and we weren't able to qualify, it would absolutely break my heart because we have a team that's worked incredibly hard, both on and off the racetrack, to put us in a position to win the championship. But when we really looked at my principles, our principles, and our priorities as a team, it's faith, it's family, and then it's racing in that order. And it's so easy to get mixed up and lose sight of those principles when you're fighting for a championship. But we did not want to let that happen. And Mike Green, Tommy, Dustin, they took complete control of the situation and said, okay, this is what we got. Here's our approach and here's how we're going to do it. And everybody from them to the rest of our partners, to Randy and Maria and the team from Skag Racing, they had my back from day one. And I think that they know that I would run through a brick wall for them. And I feel like Tommy said, he would run through a wall for me. We're more than a team. We're more than a family. So I'm just so grateful and thankful that they had my back and that we were able to get a win at such a critical time in the season because they really, really deserve it.
Yeah, well, we'll get into the round by round. No, I respect that greatly, but also felt some of what I would call anxiety on the team's behalf, right? There were more cars and there were qualifying spots. The drama of staging up on Friday afternoon, and like if you blew the tires off, that would be a totally different thing. You went to 77, if memory serves me right. And, I talked to Tommy and I was like, do you feel better about that? And he's like, that anything can happen right now, but it all ended up working out if you call having to run Antron Brown first round working out. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was wild the way everything worked, but yeah, I mean, look, that was the risk that we were going to take. But again, a lot of pressure going into that first qualifying round. I think we as a team kind of felt that pressure. But they came through, they got the job done. And then coming back on Sunday, having the opportunity to race Antron Brown. Really, that's what it was, a great opportunity. He's a really good friend of mine. He's like a brother to me. I would love to race him later on in the day, maybe in the finals. But once that helmet goes on, we knew how important that round was to us. At the end of the day, it was not going to decide the championship. It really wasn't. This is going to be a battle till the end. But if we wanted to put ourselves in the right position, we had to go out there, get that first round win against him, and doing it the second pair out without lane choice, having only made 1 run the entire weekend. That was incredible. That was outstanding.
A great story, like one of those big sports stories. I hope it gets picked up by, whoever and however much you want it to. But I'm going to push back on you a little, Justin. You were behind Antron. If he beats you first round and happens to go on to win the race, that could have been the end of your championship hopes. I mean, I know Pomona's 1.5 points and hope springs eternal and all, and you guys would never quit, but that could have been a significant swing. Instead, it happened the other way, and you guys ran nearly identical down the racetrack. You're 41 on the tree, according to the NHRA.com ladder. Went 77.5. He went 77.6 with 61, and you won the race. Had it gone the other way, we talked about it in the marquee matchup. would have made things a lot harder for those championships you talked about.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. It would have made things a lot harder. It's normally a 20-point round, but it's really a 40-point round, right? Because it's a 40-point swing one way or the other, in a situation like that. So it definitely would have made our lives a lot more difficult. And we kind of spoke about it in the marquee matchup. I spoke about it with Bruno earlier in the morning. For whatever reason, when our teams race each other, more than likely it's going to be a really close and a really good race. And that's what you saw. And I was happy for the fans that they got to see a race like that. Just critical for the countdown and for a number of different reasons. And we're able to take that and learn more and apply it throughout the rest of the day. But when we go head to head like that and you get a good round win, it kind of gets things started and you start to kind of feel that momentum and forward motion. And we tried to put it into practice the rest of the day. And I think Mike and Tommy did a great job of doing that.
Huge win. Third win at Dallas. You got 3 hats now. What is it about the Motorplex? You guys seem to be very comfortable there, rise to the occasion. I don't know. Define it.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to define. Growing up, being a New Yorker, still living in New York, I didn't think I would ever have 1 cowboy hat. But now I have 3, and they're like prized possessions. We all fight for that cowboy hat. We all want it. Christy and Billy Meyer doing an awesome job at the Texas Motorplex. You were involved in it. You did a great job all week throughout the Stampede of Speed, getting people excited not only about this event, but the events and the races that were going on throughout the entirety of the week. So it's just special. I don't know what it is. I think it has to do with, having a comfort level, having won there before 2 out of the last 3 years, obviously now 3 out of the last 4. So we made a lot of laps on that specific surface, which is one of the best surfaces that we race at, period. And just kind of getting into a rhythm and the importance of the race at this time of the year. I think all of that together has helped add up to the success that we've had. In addition, I mean, look, this year we're in a different position than we've been in years past because of our relationship with Skag Power Equipment, because of our relationship with Toyota, our ongoing relationship with Phillips. We feel like the position that we're in right now is much better than any position we've ever been in before. So just a stellar race at a stellar facility.